Current social issue, narrated PowerPoint assignment by Jennifer Rivera. The topic that I chose for this assignment is drug testing for welfare recipients. I believe this is a very current social issue that we've been dealing with for a long time, and I'm going to address why I believe it should be mandated in every state and why I approve for the welfare drug testing in Texas, and why I think it should be legal and allowed in all the other states. In this assignment, I will be going over 3 social theorists who I've chose from chapter 1 and kind of relate their theories and what they brought to sociology and their outlook on things, and connect that with this topic. My first theorist that I chose to talk about is Jane Addams. She was a recipient of the Nobel Prize for Peace. She founded the Whole House, which is a center to help immigrants in Chicago. She was a leader in women's rights for women's suffrage, and was also known for the peace movement during World War I. I think since she is for women's rights and the peace movement, I think that she would be very much against the drug testing for welfare. I think in the sense that trying to force people to take a drug test in order to get some type of medical funding, Medicare or TANF, which is assistance for needy families. I think that she would definitely be against that, in the sense that people are already suffering as it is, and especially women. Women are the main percents that are on these types of programs for assistance, and they also have children. I think that she would be against it in the fact that women's rights are already taken away because, regardless of their situation that they're in, they might be subjected to types of, abuse in the home. They may not be able to work. They may be subjected to drugs forcefully, or they might be, addicts that need help. And I believe, for women's rights, I think she would do whatever it takes to help these ladies, get the help that they need, and to take care of their family. I am kind of on the opposite side of Jane Addams from what I took from her theory. I am a mom, and I actually just got approved for Medicaid for my 7-year-old daughter. That's the only assistance that I'm taking advantage of right now, because I don't want to bash her dad, but her dad is going from job to job, and when that happens, the medical that he is on gets canceled, and then we have to wait so many months in order for him to get a new one. And it is mandated in our divorce decree that both parents are supposed to get or provide medical insurance for the child. But I go to school, I work, and I have a child, and it's really hard for myself to even provide medical insurance, because I do make a little bit over minimum wage, and with the new Obamacare, it's insane how expensive medical plans are now. And I do fall in the qualifications for Medicaid, and if there's ever a time that I feel like I'm taking advantage of it, I would not use the government spending in that way, shape, or form. But there are people out there that do take advantage. They they make $4,000 or $5,000 a month, and they make fake reports saying that they make this much amount, which is less than their qualifications, and so and so, and they get approved for it. I mean, they're using the system and taking advantage, and I don't think that is right. For myself, I want to make sure that my daughter, is able to get medical care whenever she needs. She doesn't have an illness that is recurring, every day, like diabetes. She's just a normal, healthy child that I want covered, and I want her protected. And, when there is a time where I'm not qualified for Medicaid, I mean, then that's that. And I'm going to be very grateful for the time that the government will help me out with my child. And, um, yeah, that's kind of my part on the Jane Addams theory. The second social theorist that I chose to relate my topic to is Max Weber and his theory on Verstehen, which is also known as, it's a German word to understand. His theory was, in order to understand, someone's situation or what they're going through, you need to kind of be in their shoes to, you know, to have been there, to have experienced that. And in his studies, he talked about the homeless. He had to understand. He had to, be a homeless person to understand the behavior in the group, and what they deal with. But I believe in the case of people being drug tested for welfare, it's very hard to think what Max Weber would choose. Because I mean, if you are someone that is in that type of environment, that is being tested for welfare, I mean, most of those people are being judged on a regular basis. I mean, I honestly think that he would be before it, because in that type of situation, I mean, like I said before, most people are, living paycheck to paycheck, being exposed to abuse, being, exposed to drugs and drinking. I think once you're in that type of situation, you kind of want to get out of it. And, people want to survive, people want to thrive. And I believe he would be for, in order to save the families, to save the women, to save the children, to get out of that poverty level, and to better themselves. And during my research, the first step to achieve the goal of welfare, they in order to test the welfare recipients, if there is a recipient that gets tested for a positive result, the recipients are to be enlisted in a drug treatment program, and also a job skills program. That entices them to be better, to see the positive on the things, um, to get the treatment that they need in order to move past those obstacles that they're dealing with in life. And I think it's a good incentive for a positive result, for them to get out of that type of environment, you know, to being an addict, to being a recovering addict, to being someone on, welfare, to being someone that is, self-fulfilling, and has a job, and is, applying themselves in the world, and contributing, you know, to, like everyone else that, has an 8 to 5 job, as they say, pays their taxes, and all that good stuff. And for me, like I said before, I would agree with Max Weber. I think once you are in that type of environment, I mean, it only takes so long before you want to get out and to experience something, to be stuck and you can't do anything. I mean, that's a very horrible feeling. And I think getting help is the best possible, outlook. and I fully support the programs that they are offering and all that. And that's my take on Max Weber. My third social theorist that I chose to talk about is Herbert Spencer and social Darwinism. Darwinism. Um, I learned that he grew up in England and was known as the second founder of sociology. His ideas for sociology pretty much evolved from an aspect that in order for a society to survive, members of the fittest will survive, and the less capable, the weak, will pretty much die out. Um, he explains that the fit members of a society will produce a more advanced society, and the lower class will not survive. And I believe Herbert Spencer would be for drug testing for welfare because he's pretty much saying the strongest, the fittest will survive, and the people that are being the strongest and the fittest, will do whatever it takes to provide for their family. I believe the people that actually want welfare and there are restrictions, I believe they will do whatever it takes to qualify, regardless if it's, a survey or if it's a, you know, drug test or what have you. People are in desperate times, in society now, and, they'll pretty much do whatever it takes to either keep it as easy for them or to keep their life the way that it is because they don't want to conform. And most people that are on government programs are, it is comfortable. It is easy just the way it is to keep receiving a check every month, get your bills paid for, your medical paid for, and you don't have to work while everyone else is working. I believe he would be for it because the people that are the weakest will not be able to get those checks if they are, consuming or taking any type of, illegal substances. And the fact that in the end, if every state does opt for this testing, I mean, people are going to be screwed. What are they going to do? I mean, people that are addicted. I mean, addicts don't just stop in one day, and it's a harsh reality, but this is America, and drug abuse and alcohol is not an uncommon thing. Um, and then I do believe these days the fittest do survive, and I don't want to believe that, but people that are strong in the end, I mean, they're usually the smartest. I mean, I don't want to say smartest, but they're probably more intelligent. I mean, they have their education, and that is sad to say, but I do kind of see where he's coming from. Just it's kind of relating, like the men and the woman's anatomy. A woman drops an egg, and the strongest sperm is going to get to that egg. It's in our genetic code. It's already built within us. So over time, I mean, evolution, we have just, conformed to being easy. Fast food is easy. Cheating is easy. I mean, there's so many different things that are so easy, but why let it be easy? Challenge yourself. And That's what I believe.